Hi everyone, Future Will here, just surveying the shambles that is our house. Sorry it's been a while since I posted anything. I'm going to say it's supply chain issues and also you know, bringing up the kids, fixing up the house, all catalysed rather beautifully by my being pretty useless at getting things done. So anyway, what I will do now is go back in time to the bit before the bit where I glued together the bent bit that I made, and then it'll be me again at the end, just showing what I have managed to achieve so far, and we'll take it from there. I just really wanted to get something out because I haven't done anything for ages on YouTube, so there we are. Okay, so prepared to be blasted back in time to early June, I think. So I'll see you there. Okay, see you, and then see you at the end. Bye. Okay, so it's Monday the 6th of June. I've just been working on the tapered pieces that the plans indicate you need to laminate onto the bit that I curved. So I've made up a couple of these. So I've had to move the clamps up a little bit, so that's 15mm and that's 10mm. So I've moved the clamps up, so that follows quite nicely. The taper at this end starts, yeah, after that part there, and then starts to taper off. This bit needs to be cut to the right length to fit the taper there, and then it finishes up here. So these little spring clamps are doing a really good job there. Yeah, that's still in the same place as it was because there's no extra thickness there, so that's just holding that curve. Of course the excess is going to be cut off when I finish this. So yeah, so that's been this evening's work. It's about an hour's worth of work to get these two done. I just shot these off with a plane. I didn't go right down to nothing there because you can't really, not with the skills and the equipment that I have. Yeah, I think they came out reasonably well. And yeah, so the next thing is just to get some plastic down underneath this and then glue these two together. And then take it out under the jig and hope it holds its shape. But I guess that'll probably be the next bit of this video. So I'll just record this and then move on to the next bit after that and edit it in. So hi everyone, so it's the 13th of June, Monday. Just back from the Somerset Side Festival and Green Fair, which was pretty good, I guess. We walked up Glastonbury Tor, and I might pop a bit of footage of that in a minute. Yeah, and apart from a fairly nasty bout of whiskey-induced depression, I was fine. High point getting a couple of G-clamps for a £5 each. They started off at 7. I just waited till the end of the day when people are keen to get rid of their stuff. Top tip. So there we are. So I'm going to try and glue this down today. This is now free of its clamp, holding its shape remarkably well, actually, even without being glued. So just the friction between these two parts is enough to do the job. But of course I will introduce some glue between these two, clamp those, but I've moved these clamps away. I might have said that in the last video. I've applied some plastic, which is probably much easier to see than I was expecting because of the light, so I've got a plastic bit underneath just so that the over squidge, if you like, doesn't stick it down to the table. I've also marked up I've marked up where each bit needs to fit relative to the other bit, so that I'm, yeah, so I should have a little mark down here, that's it, yeah, so that needs to go wherever it needs to go. It needs to go there, and then this bit at the front, this mark needs to be next to that bit. That just means that I'm, you know, sticking to the curve that I originally put into it. Although it was insufficient, it will be sufficient once I've got this capping strip glued down and they're laminated together, which is what I'm about to do. So I'm sort of getting there. I've just realised my little scales have run out of batteries, so I need to find some AAA batteries. I've got some little sample bits ready to stick together using the glue that I mix up. I've got to remember all my bloody proportions of my glue. I've got to check that it's in date, and I've got to find my notebook, which I've lost. So yeah, typical for me really. Another great day in the workshop. So anyway, maybe a bit of walking up a hill now, and then a little bit more when I've got started on this gluing. It's always a bit complicated by the fact that you have to do a wetting coat first of all with the glue, and then you add the filler. So you just need to mix it up by weight, use the wetting coat stuff, and then look at the new weight and then add the right amount of filler. I mean, I might be over-egging the science of it a bit, but I want to get it right. So there we go. All right, so I'll bring you back in the mow, hopefully once I've found some batteries for my scales. There's Glastonbury Tor. How do you feel about that, Piper? What do you reckon?
Tired.
But good view. Juno's just down there.
Good view.
She's just coming. She's doing really well, actually. Right, zoom in a bit. There she is. Just in that way. The view is absolutely fabulous. There, all the way down from here, all the way around. I should have brought some water, but I didn't. That was a mistake. And then up to the church. I don't want to film anyone. Yeah, I know. It's okay. Well, I made a bit of a mistake there. Made a bit of a mistake, but we're going to make it. Juno's there somewhere. I think she's just given up. All right. She'll come up in a second. I can see her little head behind some. Yeah. Okay. I'll just stop. Well, it's amazing the things that can stop play. My scale's flat. Okay, so that's that. I'll pick some up, and I'll get onto this tomorrow. My daughter's just looming in a second. Hi Piper, what's up? You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, well she's fine. The other thing is expires January 22. Now that didn't look good, but on the West website they seem quite relaxed about their expiry. They say that stored properly, which I pretty much do, the material should last for many years. So for this part of the build, I'm happy to use that on this. I would not use it on something like the main spar or anything that's going to take significant flight loads, but this is part of the side of the fuselage, so I'm okay with that. So I think we're fine. So yeah, I will. Well, at least I've found everything I need now, and I can rehearse in my head the process of doing the mixing again, and I can pick it up tomorrow. So, well, thanks for watching so far. I'm going to work out now whether I should just fire this out as a bit of a quickie one, or which I think I'm probably going to do because it's been ages since I've posted, or whether I should wait and add it to a longer video, which I'm probably not going to do. Now I am going to sit down and try and repair my model railway controller because it's dead, and I think it's one of these two voltage regulators. So and they're probably the only thing that I can really get out because everything else is surface mount. So that's going to be my task this evening. It'll be good to get that out of the way. If I can get that sorted and tested. It's shorted, the live and neutral's shorted, so I reckon it's either that cap that's gone, but that cap looks okay. These caps look okay. It might be one of those two voltage regulators, so I'm going to dive in and have a look at that now and get that out of the way. So yeah, note to self, buy some AAA batteries tomorrow. But yeah, okay, thanks for watching. Catch you tomorrow when I hopefully will have some batteries and I can measure some stuff and then glue some stuff, and then happy days. Alright, thanks a lot, bye now. Hi there, it's the 29th of June, back on it. I've got my two pieces here that I'm going to laminate together. Yeah, so they've tapered them off according to the plan. I've roughed up this side, and I've roughed up the top surface as well of the steamed part. So what I need to do now, get some glue mixed up, do the initial, it's been so long since I've glued anything, do the initial 5-to-1 5-to-1 mix, wet each piece, add my 7% filler, and then do the final clamp. So I've marked the position of where the parts need to sit together. That's one end of the tapered section, and that's the other. And also I've marked with little arrows where there's another one there where I'm going to put the clamps on, just so I've got a record as I go forward. So yeah, I'll just get on with doing that, and then I'll bring you back when I've done that, and we'll have to just leave it to set. Okay, back in a moment. Okay, the die is cast at last. There we are, it's all nicely glued down, clamped into position. I need to work on tidying up my build table, of course, but yeah, so we're just going to let that set now, and yeah, we might be there with that component. Then I've just got to do it all again. Had a bit of a funny moment with my mixing and having to add you do the wetting with neat epoxy, and then you have to add a percentage of filler. When I used some of it up, I lost my tear value for the scale, so suddenly I was a bit adrift on my percentages. But then, just a top tip: if you can have a identical container to the one you're using to mix, then you can reset your zero, and you know how much you've got left in there, unless I'm making some big mistake. So yeah, there's a free one just in case you ever have to do something like that. Have an empty container of an identical weight. It might come in handy if you are like me and a bit disorganized. So anyway, there we go. So that's setting now. I think I'm gonna. It's been ages since I've posted anything, so I'm going to put this in the up online, and that'll be that. I probably mentioned last time, I can't remember if I mentioned, that my epoxy has theoretically gone out of date. I can't remember seeing where the expiry was, but yeah, so it's a bit of a grey area. The manufacturer, West, seemed to be fairly sanguine about the whole thing. Yeah, expiry Jan 22, so it's a few months ago. As I say, it's a grey area. I think this stuff can last for many years. I'm going to order some more and get that in. My assessment is for parts like this, where it's kind of laminated together, and it will be supported by the ply skin and built into the structure. Okay, I think it's fine. I'm going to use new stuff for the wing spar, right? That's for sure. And yes, other very critical structural parts, I think, would definitely be, I probably would use new stuff just for peace of mind. But for this part, I think I'm okay. Which I've just reminded myself I need to make up a test piece, because to me that's probably the acid test, is make up a test piece and check that's gluing successfully, and I think it should be okay. Okay, so there we are. Yeah, as I say, I'm going to get this one out, and yeah, just press on. I'll do another one of these. I probably won't film that because it's just the same again, and then we're dangerously close to actually starting to put the whole fuselage together to a degree. So yeah, so there we are. Exciting. Sorry it's been so long. COVID, family, life, struggling with continuing to fly, all the rest of it. But you know, if life was easier, it would be fun or something. All right, take care. See you later. Bye now. Okay, it's me again. At the end of the video, but literally about a minute since the beginning of the video. That's a bit weird. That's editing for you. Here's the bit. Hopefully I haven't already shown this. Here it is in all its glory. I'll just ease it out. I've left it in its fixture there. So this is the kind of laminated section. it's got the curve that I think that we need. I've offered up the rib that sits underneath it, and you can see it's got a nice consistent gap all the way along. It's not exactly positioned at the moment. Wasn't far off actually. There is a bit of residual curvature that will need to be forced into this part here, but I think the surrounding structure will cope with that fine. Similarly, not so much at this end, but there is a tiny little bit of force that will need to be provided by the surrounding structure to hold that in the right place as well. I think that's probably just the part of the game really. I don't know if you could really steam those last little bits into those end pieces. There's a reasonable amount of force on that, but I don't know. It's going to be held down here, it's going to be held here, glued into the firewall here, so I think that's a strong enough structure. This glue is incredibly powerful stuff. So, and then there's going to be ply all the way around on the outside holding it in position as well. So I think that will be okay. I think I'm not going to worry about that too much. I don't think it's feasible to try and steam just the end of this. I'm not quite sure what that would do to the. I don't know if that would do the epoxy any good. So I don't really want to muck around with it now. So, but yeah, the glue joint is incredibly strong by the looks of things and the feel of things. I've got my test part here with its date. So there we are. So that's good. So I'm going to get this video out, and then I'm going to do another one of these for the other side. I've ordered up a self-adhesive 300mm sanding disc of sandpaper for the washing machine disc sander, which I think I'm going to want for bits like this, where there's a little wedge that goes in. There's various little bits and pieces of kind of wood that I think I'm going to need to sand to the right shape, and kind of sand it and try it and sand it again and try it again. So I think having the disc sander working then would be a good thing. And apart from that, it's just good to get the thing working finally. It's been a really long journey, that one as well. But I guess I was thinking today, like, I always get there in the end. It just takes a really long time. Okay, so let me get this right. Yeah, so this is the end of the video. So I recorded the beginning of the video a minute ago, the middle of the video several weeks ago, and this is the end of the video. So I hope you're all well out there. Thank you, and goodbye, and see you on the next one. Bye. See you later.